Hey, this is Simon from Cryoffear, and whenever I'm not having hallucinations or killing monsters, I'm listening to the VŌC Podcast.
Hi to everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of the VŌC Podcast. Today I'll be chatting with professional voice actor Stig Sydtangen. Yes? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't matter. AKA Simon from the cryoffear. Welcome, Stig, to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So, what inspired you to become a voice actor?
Well, I've always liked playing games. It's always been a huge passion of mine. And it kind of kicked off when I moved out to start studying theater. And I moved into this student home, which were several small apartments in one large, I'm not sure what to call it, but like this almost hotel-like kind of structure, but it only catered to students. And for the first week I was there, I had no internet, so I brought one of these discs with me from these computer magazines, and they had this mod highlight part. So I played all the stuff they had on that disc, and I figured these mod things, there's got to be more out there like this. So I tried out a lot of mods once I got the internet. I found ModDB, started downloading all the Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 mods I could find. And eventually, I think I almost played all of them at one point. Azure Sheep was the one that got me into it for real. And you had, what was it called? They Hunger and Afraid of Monsters, of course. And after I played all those games, I figured it's like, hey, I have a handy recorder that I bought for a completely different reason, but I can do this. I can try this. It's gonna sound accented and weird, but I can do this.
And it turned out to be pretty good, I suppose.
Yeah, after a while. The first stuff I voiced was very wooden. Let's not mince words.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you also do a lot of voice acting, so you've been in the same situation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So how did you like get the role of Simon? Did you like audition?
Yeah, I had only one finished project under my belt at that point. I worked on this mod for Fallout 3 called Cube Experimental, which was a mod that put the player in the Cube horror franchise setting. And then you picked up all these audio logs from a character that I voiced, which was just named the Hacker. He kind of circumvented the system, and you follow him as he grows more and more insane. And that was the only project I had to pretty much audition with. So I sent that and some other stuff, and I got the part.
Well, that is, I must say, it's pretty impressive, fascinating.
And I just chanced to see the audition on ModDB. Not a lot of voice auditions out there on ModDB currently.
Oh yeah. How hard is it for you to get into the character of Simon? You know.
Well, for Simon, I didn't really change all that much. The main reason why my voice sounds so different now than what it did when I voiced Simon originally was pretty much just because I was a lot younger.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's been like 11 years since the indie version of the game came out on Steam.
Oh my god, time goes so fast.
I think it's that, or yeah. And I think the mod itself was out maybe a couple of years before that again. But for Simon, I didn't really do much different than what I would how I would normally speak or say things. The way I prepared was pretty much just that I got storyboards from Andreas. He drew out all the scenes like you would see in a comic strip. With all the angles of the camera and what was happening in the game. And then I just figured, okay, how would I personally react if I was in this situation? And the plot was kind of just partially unveiled as the mod progressed in a way.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know much about it except that he woke up in an alley and there was nobody there. He didn't know how he got there, and he pretty much just had to find his way home, and that was pretty much all I knew from the start.
Well.
So
Since,
I just
since I was in, I was preparing for today's interview. I was like, I'm gonna play Cryoffear, so I did.
Yeah.
And your voice hasn't changed a lot because since you sent those recordings over, and I heard Simon. I think it's still spot on.
Yeah, it still sounds like Simon.
Let's just say it's still Simon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A bit more rumbly version of Simon.
It's like he's been broken for a few years.
Yeah. The old beaten down alcoholic version.
Yeah, Cryoffear too. So do you believe that your voice work on modifications such as Titan XCYX or Underhell, and of course Cryoffear, somehow excelled your career in voice acting?
Well, I haven't really had very many projects that were like I would say paid for video games and for mods. Mostly what I do for paid work is more Norwegian corporate internal work, which doesn't sound all that interesting when you say it out loud, but it's actually pretty fun.
I believe you. Do you have like an agent?
No, I am my own agent, so to speak. I have like my own organizational number. In Norway, it's called like a one-man business.
Yeah, that's
so all the stuff that I record, it's pretty much just out from my personal home.
Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah, you do like narrations, right?
Yeah, a bit. Haven't done much of that either. I've been approached with a few projects, but it never really amounted to anything. I have done some commercial stuff though.
Oh wow!
There's one, yeah, not a lot that's been publicized, but I worked with Netflix for one project.
Oh my god!
But I don't think it ever became anything. It was a very highly experimental kind of thing. I think it was for. It was it was a Netflix for the blind.
Oh my god! You serious?
Or if it's or if I misunderstood it. Yeah, no, it was if you were like I think it was for the visually impaired. If you were hard of seeing or something like that. But it wasn't. It never amounted to anything. I think. Actually, at least I haven't seen anything of it.
I mean, what were you talking about in these commercials or in that commercial? What exactly? I mean, what was it about?
I can't really divulge what it was because of NDAs and all that kind of stuff. But to speak in very broad general terms, it was kind of like narration for a kids show in a way. You kind of just voiced out everything that happened.
And how was that like narrating a movie or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like if when you read a book, for example, you always get this person's side heavily, or the sound of branches cracking underneath somebody's boots, sounds of running, that kind of stuff. It was that.
That sounds
so it was interesting though. It was really interesting,
a new experience.
Yeah, definitely. And the one that I'm probably most proud of would be if you go to to Poland, to Gdansk, for the Solidarity Museum, which is a museum that takes that showcases what happened when Poland pulled itself away from the communist bloc.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put on your audio guide, I mean, if you set that to Norwegian, that is me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's the Solidarność Museum.
This is pretty... Oh my, that's impressive. Everybody from Poland watching this right now, check that place out. Yeah.
They probably won't understand what's being said though, unless they know Norwegian. But
yeah, but you will be able to hear Simon in Norwegian. Isn't that impressive? I think it is.
Yeah.
So how did it, felt voicing Simon at first, but then towards the end of the game? If that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who pointed that out. As Simon goes through the game, the voice kind of changes and the acting quality goes up. But some people said it's like, yeah, it's Simon working through his struggle, and yeah, at the first he's just a normal confused person, and then at the end he's gone through this pathway. And I was like, yeah, that's totally what it is. But the truth is, I was just really inexperienced at first. And the first scenes we shot for the recording, those were the opening scenes.
Okay.
When
I
Simon wakes
now.
up.
Yeah. But as I said, I played it today, and some lines were supposed to be dramatic, but they were so hilarious to me. Like, damn it, there is no signal.
Yeah, because it's a bit stiff.
I mean, I guess let's just say it was okay for a mod. It was pretty good. It wasn't like totally rip off. Okay, so it was fine. Yeah. How long did it took to record all lines?
I don't have any of the old source material left. Not sure where it went, but I think I spent maybe... I spent so long. Maybe an hour and a half per scene or so, just doing the actual recording.
Oh my god! Was that did you have sessions?
Yeah, no, it was pretty much just when I had time. I just allocated an hour or two. I was like, okay, I have to get this finished, and then I just sent the entire raw file to Andreas and James and the programmer and co-project lead, and they did all the sound editing on their side.
Oh, I see.
And you also notice that the sound quality is a bit iffy. It's kind of like you hear this kind of background noise every now and
don't
then.
think I didn't try to listen to the game sound files, because I did try, because I wanted to look if I can somehow listen to the cutscene lines in a raw phase, but I didn't found anything, although I did found the death sounds, and then I heard some some background noise in those. So I did hear that. Okay. Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. Some of that actually came after post. I don't know if maybe the recording sensitivity was a bit low.
Maybe.
So they had to up the volume, maybe, so it picked out more of the ambient noise.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a problem. You mean, the game engine adds some echo or reverb to it itself, so it's not noticeable.
Yeah, and you have to downsample it to make it fit with everything, and that it doesn't take too much space.
Exactly.
So there's a bit of quality loss there.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you actually have a favorite line?
What would that be? There's a lot of people who said they like the line where you confront the doctor enemy at the end, nearing the end, when you fight him, and he's like, there you are, you're dead, you're so fucking dead. And it's like that part.
Yeah, that was a Actually, that was a well reenacted line. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
a good
had to do it
line.
a couple of times.
Oh man, I mean, it's not easy. People who think voiceover is easy are dead wrong.
Yeah, because you have to have just the right amount of energy, and you rarely have
Yeah.
any kind of acting partner to work off. So you can't really
Yeah.
react to anything that the other player says.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to kind of assume how it's gonna be said, and then you have to play from that. Pretty much just playing it by the ear in a way.
Yeah, but there were like other VO actors, weren't they? Right? But I mean, of course, you didn't work together
Yeah,
with them directly, but there were other actors.
yeah, no. The roof scene was actually recorded with both actors.
The roof with that girl, I think. I can't really
Yeah,
recall because, I only
yeah,
played
it's
it a bit today, so I can't recall. But yeah, I think like there was a roof and a girl
yeah, it's
suicided. Sorry, spoiler if
yeah.
that's true.
She just walks off the roof.
Okay, my bad. But that's not a spoiler alert, so nothing happened, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So,
no.
so yeah, how did that went?
That was really interesting because I used this handy H4 from Zoom. I wonder if it's the same firm that makes
From
Zoom that we're
Zoom.
using right now. Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's the same firm, I think.
Yeah.
And I brought that recorder, and we kind of just sat next to each other. And after rehearsing the scene a few times just to get the snags out of the way and stuff, I kind of just switched by holding the recorder like this back and forth. It's a miracle the quality ended up as it was technically, because we were just in this huge classroom with no real sound dampening or anything like
Oh
that.
my god. I mean,
So that was a
I would have never guessed, like, you were in the same room because mostly these projects are being made by people all over the world, So I wouldn't have guessed that you guys gonna do this in the same room. So that's very fascinating to me. And was she like an actress
so
too, or something like that?
yeah, she too was studying at the same theater school that I went to.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I knew her from musical theater as well because she went, I think it was the first year when I went my second, and she moved over to theater school either when she finished the first one, but I knew her from before. So I figured I'd just ask her if she wanted to try voicing for this video game mod that I was working on, and I even had it as one of my main projects for the theater school, showcasing the show reel, the first one that I had.
Oh, I just seen that today. Funny.
Yeah, with the cube experimental, with the nuke going off and everything, and this
I think
aircraft
so.
pinwheeling. Yeah.
It was man. Did she get to know at the sorry to interrupt you, but did she get to know at the end how big of a success this mod became?
Well, I think I wrote her a couple of times and just informed her that how it was received and how many downloads it had and that kind of stuff.
Okay, and then she said, "Okay."
But it's been a long time since I talked to her now.
Yeah, that's actually pretty. That's all cool. But there was a scene with a stranger or some on the beginning. There was this guy dying, and I listened to those recordings. I think it were those in the game files, I think, and those were really low quality. I don't know why. Maybe a dev recorded all that.
Oh, I don't remember who voiced the guy who was dying, who lures Simon into this car trap in a way.
Yeah, but that was a funny scene.
Yeah, it kind of sets the mood,
right?
But I really like how cryoffear cinematically opens the whole game. How you see the trains coming in and the music track. Andreas is a great composer, and how it shows the cat and everything.
Oh yeah,
and then it kind of just you kind of feel that something bad is gonna happen.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's just so fascinating how, this was in the gold source engine. So it's all fascinating how people just made cutscenes in the game and all that. It's just so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
What do you think about Simon as a character?
Well, there's two different characters there, really, because you have VŌC Simon, which is kind of like a figment of Simon's imagination. He is everything that Simon kind of, in a way, he has all the things that Simon wants. In a way, he can move unrestrictedly. He never had this kind of emotional trauma. He's just kind of like a blank page at the opening of the game. You know nothing about this Simon except that he took the train and he got hit by a car. That's like everything you know about Simon.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in a way, it's cool for the player because you can kind of immerse yourself into the character, because the only thing you know is that you are this character, and you see that he has some kind of there's something going on that's not easy for him, the way he kind of does this with his head when in the subway. And this character is kind of like as if Simon built this straw doll and he kind of just poking nails into it, because he just kind of keeps throwing bad stuff at this character in a way to work through, or what's to say, indirectly hurt himself.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Simon.
Because
yeah, Simon is just
go
a
on.
really interesting character. No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't know what's up with me today. I just want to listen to Simon. So go ahead, Simon.
The programmer James, he also said when I visited them in Stockholm, he said it was so strange talking to me when I was sitting right straight forward from him in the subway. It's like, it's so weird talking to you, because he's been working with my sound files for so long with this depressed character he's just so down on everything. And here's this kind of bubbly Simon version sitting talking next to me. It's like, I recognize the voice, but it's like,
yeah,
it's so weird. Yeah, it keeps losing focus for some reason.
Strange Norway camera.
Yeah, well, it's an old camera though. I think I had it for, I think maybe I had it when I recorded cryoffear. This belongs to the museum.
You're not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I know it. I got it when I started making these Let's Plays and everything, and I had my face when I Let's Played these cryoffear short stories, the mods for the mods, so to speak. And there was a lot of people who wanted me to play to Let's Play it as the Simon voice actor.
Oh yeah.
So I figured, okay, well, it sounds fun. Why not? So that's when I bought that camera.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Well,
might be why it's a bit shit.
Well, no, it's fine now. I can see you perfectly. So what is your personal opinion about, the fans, because there are a lot of fans, and, people really, I think they still play cryoffear even to this day. So it's a really big hit. Why do you think that is?
Yeah. Well, I think the story of Simon resonated very, very strongly with a lot of people. Stop unfocusing. And I saw when there was this YouTuber who made a very in-depth video of cryoffear and
Pyromania, something like that.
Yeah, Pyrocynical.
Oh yeah.
I've been following him for a bit, and I saw that he posted the video, and he got a lot of lore stuff there, pretty much spot on. Uh, there's a bit of other stuff lore-wise too, but I can't really get into it.
What do you want to say with that?
I probably shouldn't have said anything, but
Are you trying to imply a Cryoffear 2 is in progress?
oh, I wish I could have said that there was a cryoffear 2.
You
but,
can't
I
lie
have
to an
missed
actor. You can't lie to an actor. And the camera,
just focus. I was like, bye.
it's like he's lying.
Get it to focus again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if there would be a Cryoffear 2 happening, of course, I'm pretty sure they would get you as Simon. But I mean, isn't Simon technically dead? I mean, of course, there are multiple endings, but you know.
Yeah, the ending 4 is the one that is canon,
And it's
so that's
not focused.
No, I see. Why is it doing this? Come on, stop being dumb. Maybe there's dust on the lens or something, and it keeps focusing on that.
Yeah, I guess the last time you know.
There
Okay,
we go. Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
Excellent.
For a bit at least.
It'll work. So yeah. So where were we?
Yeah, no.
The endings.
No,
right.
no confirm on cryoffear 2. Not as far as I'm aware, at least. There was some work of doing a remake of cryoffear. Yeah, using. I think even Andreas posted a YouTube video about it.
Was that like official by the team, or was that like some fan-made thingy?
No, it was official at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't go anywhere, and then we were working on some remake or update, so to speak, for the original cryoffear with better textures and everything just upped and polished, pretty much. And I was going to do the new voiceover for Simon for that, so it would have been a very different Simon.
Oh, not really. Not really. Come on, man. You're still Simon.
A bit different. He would be, I hope at least, very much more well acted.
The only difference would be, well, two differences: better acting and better quality. That's what will be the difference.
Yeah.
The voice hasn't changed much. So
yeah, no, not all that much. I think.
No, it really didn't.
A bit deeper, maybe.
I mean, I haven't played cryoffear that much to like look up to you as like I'm talking to Simon, you know. But of course, I can hear Simon in there, you know.
Yeah, like a touch of Simon. But yeah, there was. I think he posted a video where he did a stream on the official cryoffear Discord, and he showcased a bit of gameplay of what they had at that point. I think it was being made in Unreal or something.
No,
it looked unreal. It was so cool. They did such a good job on that material. It was so sad that it didn't go anywhere. But they had cutscenes that looked like it was straight out of Pixar. It was really cool. Yeah, really high quality. So that was a shame.
So what is your team up to these days? Of course, only stuff you can talk about. We don't want nothing unrevealed.
The Team Psyk Skalar, or the cryoffear team in itself, in its original form, doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
But the game still gets updates sometimes, doesn't it?
Not anymore, I think. We made a post on, I think we did on the Steam main page that no new updates were coming, and that was a while ago. Good few years ago, actually.
Oh wow, because I remember seeing some kind of an FMP5 update. On the page. I just don't know, what was it? Never mind.
Yeah,
it must be just my imagination.
No, it's I seem to remember something like that too. But I think maybe it had something to do with the planned update. They were going to upgrade bits and pieces for some kind of event. But yeah, I don't, not so sure if it's where it's going to go anymore.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if cryoffear wouldn't receive more updates. It's a pretty old. I'm not even gonna call it a mod. It's a game because it's a game by now, right? It's like its own game.
Yeah,
So
it's like in the game.
yeah, so if we would get a cryoffear too, that would be Haven. Haven. Heaven.
I'll let Andreas know.
Yeah. Tell him.
Yeah, no, nothing would please me more than to be able to work on either a refurbished version of cryoffear or a sequel. That would be very fun. I would like that very much.
Oh,
I know that Andreas has such a keen eye for the cinematic and for and a good ear for music, and how to put together a very deep story. Yeah, really sad that it's everything is just a bit on hiatus at the moment.
Yeah. This might be a stupid thing to ask because I'm not aware of it, but are there like cryoffear mods, and if so, were you perhaps asked to do some lines for like Simon in a mod or something?
Yeah, I think I even posted on the official forum that if any of the modders who were making these separate stories for cryoffear, if they needed voiceover, they just had to write me a message, and I could give them whatever they needed. Some of them took me up on it and sent me lines that they wanted to record. So some of them just used the standard lines that came with the original game and just kind of tweak them in a different way, like they do in Half-Life. And others have custom voice work for their stories.
Yeah, of course, it's understandable. How do you look like to the situation? Because if you perhaps compare Half-Life with, for example, cryoffear, people make Half-Life mods and they're reusing the lines from Half-Life, and people make cryoffear mods, and for example, they reuse your lines. So what do you think about that? It's like you're pretty much all over in the cryoffear community.
Yeah, I don't mind. They can use those lines as they see fit, really, as far as it's up to me, at least. Because it's part of the game and it's free to download if they want to tinker around with it and make their own things with the sound and stuff. As far as I'm concerned, go for it.
Yeah, but that must be a really good feeling. I mean, for example, if you're just playing a mod and you're hearing yourself, or just cryoffear itself, isn't it like cool? Of course, it's if we ask a voice actor, of course, it's cool to listen to your own voice, but in a way, strange, also.
Yeah. At first it was really weird, especially when I recorded the Cube Experimental, but that was so heavily filtered because it was run through the sound grinder to get this kind of old tape-like quality to it. So it wasn't all that much clear that maybe the acting quality wasn't all there. But for cryoffear, there was no such thing. It was just the pure sound. And all the flaws in the acting and the voice kind of shine through in a way, kind of like singing classical music and singing Mozart. It's you stand there, if you do something wrong, it's like you're completely nude on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you also available like these days for any like mods? For example, Half-Life 2 mods, cryoffear mods. Are you available?
Yeah, both yes and no in a way, because I have a hard time saying no to things. So I
Oh.
normally take on maybe a bit more than I should. And what happens then is that I don't always find time to record as fast as maybe I would like, or as fast as the ones requesting the sound would like. So currently I have at least 3 different modding projects that I have kind of queued to do voiceover for. One of them is for a Dawn of War mod. I've done lots of characters for that project. Dawn of War, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War.
Never
strategy
heard
game.
about it. No, I'm not into that game.
You are in for a treat, man. If only to watch the opening cinematic of the first game.
Did you say
it's like chills.
Dawn of War?
Yeah, Dawn of War.
Dawn of War. Okay.
Yeah.
Dawn of War. Yeah.
It's a strategy game set in the Warhammer 40k universe.
I never heard about it. Sorry.
You should try it out. It's good. It's a bit aged at this point. I think it came out. Oh Jesus Christ! How long ago is it since that game came out? But the opening trailer is still really good.
Are you in it?
No, not the original game. No, sadly. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But there's a mod project which is trying to redo. They're trying to add all the factions and all the units from all the factions from the Warhammer 40k universe. Yeah, and that's a big undertaking. There's a lot of units and there's a lot of sub-factions for a lot of factions.
Oh my god.
So I think I voiced like 30 characters or something for them.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I've done everything in that, from Space Marine captains to Chaos Trader Guard, veteran sergeants, to burrowing underground hell machines.
Are you looking into your CV now?
No, I'm just trying to remember all the different kinds of units.
Yeah.
On this page. No, there's currently I'm gonna do a biker cultist kind of character.
Oh my goodness, what the hell, man, you're crazy.
So I'm gonna try and find like the right kind of voice for that character, because his vocal cords is going to be a bit restricted because he's a mutant.
Oh my god.
And he's kind of like hissing when he's speaking. So I guess I would have to be something like this. It's like some kind of constrained, eerie kind of voice.
Oh yeah.
But it's fun doing this kind of
normal
kind of characters.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. But I mean, some actors, voice actors, I'm gonna say, some have really wide voices. They can do a lot of voices and get barely any work.
Yeah.
But some of the actors that can barely do anything, and maybe sometimes they get so famous, so it's pretty sad. But what I wanted to ask is, I have heard that you also plan to work on a project called Psycho. Is it? Something like that.
Psycho?
I think the leader name is TV Box and another dude.
Oh yeah. I'm on board with that project. Not quite sure what they need yet. But yeah, that's also a mod project that I'm part of.
Yeah, and do you do these mod appearances, quote unquote, for free?
Yeah, as long as mods or any kind of a hobby or fan work, as long as it's not intended to earn anything, then I do it for free.
Excellent, of course. So Half-Life modders, Cryoffear modders, reach out to Stig. Never mind.
Skyrim too.
Skyrim. Let's not forget about
Yeah.
that. We'll definitely include this guy's website in our description because this guy's cool, and as he said, he is partially available. So yeah, yeah. I don't really. The problem is that I would really love you to like reenact a few lines from Cryoffear. I just can't think of any. I like when you say "damn it."
Damn it! No signal.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you have improved so much, but still, even though the acting at the beginning wasn't quite on point, I still think people really like and throughout the years they loved and still love the character of Simon, the voice and all that, and I think that's really fascinating and impressive. A lot of people like your voice, and you still do mods and all that, and it's just good to see voice actors still get work.
Yeah,
it's something you can add to your CV.
Yeah. I try to do at least a few mod projects every now and then because it's always great fun, and sometimes you find some projects that are really diamonds. And the script is well made, and the people behind it, they really burn for what they do. For example, like Portal Stories Mel, for example.
Oh yeah, I heard
the
about
indie
that
game.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really well made. Oh, there's the cat as well.
Oh yeah, what is his name?
Guess the parents.
Simon.
No, his name is this is really classical music nerdy. But his name is Gustav.
He looks like a rug.
Because he looks like what? A rug?
He looks like a rug. I mean,
Yeah,
just
no,
look at his style. I mean, he is very classical, rug-ish.
Yeah. Are you a classical cat?
Egyptian.
Yeah, Egyptian cat.
Egyptian.
Too hot for you, I think, being in Egypt. No, it's the reason why it's called Gustav. It's after the composer Gustav Mahler, because in Norwegian Mahler it means purr.
Oh.
Like cat purring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so dry. It's so bad.
No comment.
Yeah, we me and my wife, we decided on that cat name even before we got him. And after concert that I was part of in Kristiansand, the whole cast went out, and me and my wife were there, and we. Yeah, Kristiansand. It's a largest city in the south of Norway.
Yeah, go ahead.
A coastal town.
Continue.
Yeah, and we started talking about the pets, and the guy who was the main leader of the concert house there, he asked, what do we want to call the cat? And we said, like, Gustav. They said, well, okay, why? Because Gustav Mahler. And it's like, and it's exact words, because he's Swedish, like, vad fan vad dåligt. Like, man, that's so shit.
Oh my goodness.
So we knew we struck gold on that one, all already done.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Gustav, let's not forget that you have a wife. Simon has a wife. Is she like an actress too? If I may ask.
Yeah, she's I roped her into some kind of voiceover every now and then, and she does a bit of the same voiceover, kind of like the corporate stuff, IVR. This kind of normal day-to-day voiceover, or what to say.
I mean,
yeah,
day-to-day.
And she also joined me for there's a game on Steam called Consortium,
Never heard about
the
it.
sequel. Never heard about it.
Never
if you
heard about it.
search for it on Steam,
Name?
it should be there.
Name?
Consortium.
Consortium.
Yeah,
Consort-
consortium.
Consortium.
Yes, there should be two of them. Consortium and Consortium the
Education.
Tower.
Okay.
No,
yes.
it should...
Found it. 2014.
Yeah,
A
lots of
murder
blue.
mystery. Found
Yeah.
it. Indeed.
The sequel there. In the sequel, I voiced this mercenary, Norwegian mercenary character, and his right hand woman is number 2 henchman in a way. That's my wife.
A beautiful way to work together with your wife, indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is like is this like an indie game, or like it's like something official? Or
Yeah, it's a full-on commercial title.
I believe you got paid for that.
Yeah. That's
Excellent.
one of the few.
Oh, I mean, even if you still do stuff for free, and of course you do some corporate stuff every now and then, it's still at least something. I mean, would be worse if nothing.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean,
yeah. And I what else have I done? I think if you go to Microsoft Teams and you use the Norwegian ping thing that talks back to you, I think maybe that is me. But I'm not sure.
This is so strange. Like, how much can you like get paid for all that? If you think about it, Microsoft is a big company. So when, for example, we say, for example, if you did that penguin voice or whatever, how much you got? I know you can't talk about this, but how much would you like get paid for such thing? It's a big company. It's official. So how does that work?
Yeah, no, for a smaller corporate and mostly internal stuff, it could be everything from, depending on the length, mostly, it's everything from 60 euro to maybe 400, I think, is the largest single order I've had.
Do you have like a degree in acting?
No, the acting school that I went to, it wasn't, it didn't have an official bachelor program when I was there. But they kinda started to get it when I finished my second year.
But I mean, that's pretty cool then, because as you said, like, you don't have a degree officially.
Yeah.
Which means, but you still did, like, for example, that voice for the Microsoft Teams. So that's still pretty amazing. And I heard that, in Norway, that place is beautiful and safe, I should say.
Yeah, not a lot of things going on in Norway.
I guess that's for the best.
Yeah, I kind of prefer it that way. It's like nature doesn't go out of its way to kill you like it does in Australia.
Australia.
People are... Australia. Yeah,
Australia.
Gotta get the accent on.
Hell yeah.
People in general are very much respectful as long as you are yourself. You can normally go outside and not expect to get hurt in any way. The societal safety in Norway is very high.
Society is safe.
But saying that, I have to share an anecdote. When I lived in Oslo and studied for my bachelor in classical song, I lived in this place called Majorstuen, which is pretty much just, if directly translated, it would be the major's living room. But it doesn't translate well, but it doesn't technically mean that either. But one day when I was coming back home, I lived in this block, this apartment block. It was a smelly, dirty place, but the apartments were cheap. So I thought,
as long as it's
cheap,
it's doable.
Yeah. So this one day I was walking home, and as I turned the corner into the street where my main door is, I see these two guys, and this one guy kind of just takes this movement and he kicks the door open into the staircase that leads into my apartment block, and I kind of just take 2 steps back and I just wait by the walls, like, okay, count to 20 and then you follow. I have to get home. I didn't see them after that, which was probably for the best.
Yeah.
There was so many weird things happening in that block. From 11 at night to 6 a.m. in the morning. The shower and toilets in one of the wings was locked because there was this homeless guy who locked himself in there every night. Until it was this guy from the police academy who rented one of the apartments, and he kicked him out.
This
and
is
one
what
day
you
I
think
came
of.
back there.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
this is what I remember from living in Oslo. Yeah. And one day I came back and they had like this shared toilets, shared kitchen, and shared showers. And one day when I came back from visiting home, somebody had made off with the shower battery. Somebody has stolen the actual shower battery that you used to turn on the water and stuff.
My gosh.
I was like, okay, no shower today. Let's hope it gets replaced.
Yeah, Simon's gotta wait.
Yeah, so but that was before cryoffear, though. That was before cryoffear. So maybe I used that trauma to fuel the character.
Right? It all makes sense now.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I actually used a bit of childhood trauma for cryoffear.
Oh wow.
I was heavily bullied as a kid. Looking back at it, I think maybe some of it was warranted, and a large chunk of it was not. But I had plenty of experience to draw from there, and just to be somebody who finds himself in a hopeless situation where you feel alone and there's really nobody there to help you in a way.
Yeah,
and everybody's out to hurt you.
Yeah, you should have, said this line. Will you bully me? You should have said that. Why you bully me?
Yeah. Yeah, why you bully me?
Yeah. I don't even know why didn't Simon say that in the game, but
yeah. No, as I used that a bit for some of the ending monologues. In particular, the one where he for the bad ending, where he goes pretty much where he kills himself in a rage. So yeah, I used a bit of that to kind of work myself into the right state, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it is sad, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. How you just put all that, you've been bullied, and then you using that for your, let's just say, advantage in voiceover.
Yeah,
so
kind of
that's
turn
also
it.
Cool.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah, exactly.
It was long in the making, though. It was like the saddest superhero story ever.
Oh my goodness. Jesus, what could I say? Yeah. But sometimes voiceover is a little fuzzy. Sometimes it just gets too complicated. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Have you done any voiceover work recently? That's something like a mod or something.
Yeah, I finished a couple of units for that Dawn of War project. I think I shared it with you when we spoke initially, when we booked the interview.
Oh yeah.
And we touched in on it, on if I'd done something recently.
Yeah, might have
So
been.
that is one of them.
Yeah, sorry, I just have a memory of a goldfish, so you won't get a lot from me.
Yeah. No, I did this this it's hard to explain if you're not invested into the Warhammer 40k universe,
Yeah.
but it's think of this a tech guy who worships metal and tech and slowly turns his body into a machine. He kind of just changes out stuff.
My
It's like
gosh.
the tech priests of Mars is what they're called. So they kind of run the large forges of Mars, because Mars in that universe has become just an entire forge planet, and they have the responsibility of taking care of all the tech that is being slowly eroded and forgotten in that universe, because humanity is on a kind of like a downward spiral in a way. They've forgotten everything tech wise, so they worship technology like religion, pretty much. It's like they talk of the spirit in machine and that way. So if a machine starts acting up, you have to say prayer rites.
My goodness.
But this one guy, he's kind of like an engine seer, I think it is. And he changes between speaking with inflection, kind of like you do normally, and then doing this robotic kind of monotone version. So kind of it can say in one way, the tech priests of Mars greet you, and then in the other way is like he's fighting and he's laughing maniacally. It's like ha 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 ha. It's really cool.
My gosh. So do you like I'm gonna say, do you speak any other dialects? Well, that's used for languages, but like accents and dialects in English, of course.
Yeah, in English, I have a few that I improvise poorly.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I have there's a mod for Command and Conquer General's 0 Hour, which is called Rise of the Reds, which I've done a lot of units for, mainly the European faction, and a few for the Russian faction. Those are two new factions that the mod adds, and also a Chinese unit and a Middle Eastern unit.
Oh,
so yeah. So yeah, I try to look up how to say it, tutorials on how to make kind of like a generic accent. And the Russian one, I think, was in a way the easiest, because you kind of just pull on the words a bit, and you add this la sound. It's like there was this Spetsnaz unit that I did for Rise of the Reds. But I can't remember any of the lines that I did for them.
Say
like,
greetings,
Commander. Yeah, it's like this rolling eyes. Greetings, Commander.
Greetings, Commander.
Base of fire, go.
Go, bitch, go. Oh my gosh. So I know that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no,
go ahead.
the Chinese unit was a bit more snappy. It's this tiny tank. It's called like a teacup tank. It's called just a hopper. It was probably one of my my funnier but probably off the mark impressions that I did. But like hopper tank, ready to charge. Big trouble from Little China.
Now, sir, I know that this might be a big request, but could you perhaps do a Russian Simon? Russian accent Simon.
You are. You are dead.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, okay, another request. I'm not sure if you know the Team Fortress 2 community. Now, There is this meme
not the
going
community
around.
in particular. No.
There is a meme going around. Not sure if you heard about engineer gaming. Now, if you didn't, that's not a
No.
problem. I'm just gonna need you to say a line.
Yeah.
Simon Gaming. And then we gotta start the Simon Gaming, the community thingy, and then people gonna ask all the other actors to say their characters and gaming. I mean, at least I hope so, because this gaming meme is quite big. So if I can ask you to say Simon Gaming in the voice, then that's gonna be completely
gaming.
enough. Simon Gaming.
Yeah. in what kind of voice?
In Simon's voice. Simon Gaming.
Okay. Simon Gaming.
Of course, we gotta keep it professional. Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah. Move on. I mean, yes. Well, it appears that I'm out of questions. How sad. I mean, I gotta say, I enjoyed the time with you, and I mean, it was a big pleasure for me to talk to you. And
thank you. Likewise.
Before we end this conversation, I gotta switch over to another voice. Mercenaries! Make sure to check out Mr. Stig's website, and of course his perhaps other social media sites. Twitter, Facebook, whatever he has, he can provide. And now, of course, let's not forget about the VŌC Podcast's social media sites as well. And now, if you would let me thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, Stig. Of course, if you want to, we can keep in touch. Perhaps we will have you on in the future.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And good luck in your voiceover career, in your I don't know what's your main job, but in that career too. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dear Diary, this is it. I have ended my miserable life. Now, hold on just a minute. What? Don't believe this ending. It's not true. The truth is, I started listening to the VŌC Podcast, and I feel much better now. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the VŌC Podcast, and ring that bell icon so you'll never miss the new episodes.